What's going on, everybody? Welcome to your daily astrology horoscope for Friday, January 28th, 2022. Astrologer Brian Scarborough here, Fixed Air Moon, keeping the collective fixed on astrology. Well, I appreciate you all so much. I hope you got a chance to check out Full Disclosure on High Vibe TV. It was really fun. Big thanks to Natalie and Erica, and of course, big thanks to David, who's out of town. So it was cool to kind of produce and set that all up and get that going while David was out. It was a nice little test too of like all this new equipment and getting things set up and like, I got this. So got to kind of put my Capricorn to the test. I had a great time, and if you saw it, I hope you enjoyed it too. We'll be doing it next week as well because David won't be back until Friday, it looks like. So well, it is Friday. I hope you all had a great week, and I hope that you're ready for today. It is this last day of a moon in Sagittarius. It's going to square over to Neptune and come off the sextile to Saturn now at 15 degrees. And it is the final day before we get this dark moon in Capricorn. And that dark moon in Capricorn is a detriment moon. And of course, it is the final full day of Venus retrograde. So that's exciting. We're at the tail end of this Venus and Mercury retrograde, and today is kind of starting to see things might come to a stop about where we've processed and then where things are going. It's very interesting too that we are getting the sun that is going to finish up at 8 degrees, or it's going to finish up at 8 degrees and come to 9 degrees today, which is Saturnian, dedicated, let's go. So there was definitely a lot of ambition that could have been felt early, kind of coming off of last night. And then it gets into like more of that, like, okay, seriously, let's go start things. Let's make it happen. And we do want to do the things that make us fun and, that bring fun and happiness into our life and really, test our intuition, test our beliefs. We're in this place of coming out of this South Node Sagittarius. This is the first time the moon has come into Sagittarius without the South Node being there. So it is a little different, and beliefs are definitely, they've all shifted within us in some way, shape, or form over the last 18 months. And came off the square to Jupiter and will square over to Neptune, which it's always sensitive, in the day when we get a moon square Neptune. This is sensitive around our faith and our beliefs, our journeys, the stories that we tell ourselves, our trust, our surrender to ultimately how we can start with this almost feeling like there's a little bit of fresh energy. Like we could definitely be feeling there's a little bit of stagnancy in the planets because Mercury's starting to slow down as it'll stop at 25 or 24 degrees of Capricorn, and Venus is here, really slow. So even if we look at the speeds, we see Mercury under a degree a day and Venus at 1 minute, really stationing. So there's definitely a lot about what we're trying to build. There's so much that we can move forward with, and we're seeing a lot go on in the world. Saturn at 15 degrees came to 15 degrees, and sure enough, a new strain of the thing that shall not be said on YouTube, because it's the only channel that I'm not shadow banned on right now. But yeah, Neo COV is the new one, and oh my gosh, is it the deadly one. So funny too, Saturn is in Aquarius, and Aquarius can deal with science, and it came out of the Wuhan lab, the scientists, because we trust them at this point, right? We're very trustworthy of that. Gotta keep your vibe high, gotta keep doing the things that do open you up, that keep you feeling in alignment with spirit, with God. That's where you're going to find the magic in today. That's where you're going to find your intuitions really guiding you to the things you can start on your journey that are worth it. And I think it's amazing because we have Mars at 3 degrees here, and it is starting a bi-quintile over to the North Node and Ceres, which is a very divine kind of energy, and it's to the things we can build. It's this Mars that wants to accomplish amazing, great things. This is our greatness that we can manifest, and we can start doing those things now. Today could feel a little, it's got a little bit with the stopped energy, but there's also like that stopped energy that is really showing us the stories we're no longer attached to, we don't want to be a part of. They don't have the right people, they don't have the right substance, so that we can really progress into what does. So it is important for that. And I think with Venus and Uranus, in their very tight trine, they're not going to hit exact, but they're tight. And there's radical new ways that we can create relationships, bonds, beauty, and there's an unorthodox path to get what you're looking for. So if you feel like you're in a place of coming to these realizations and these epiphanies of the greatness that can be created, it's like we're feeling like it's time. Like I'm gonna make the change. We do have a mutable moon. Like there's more out there on the horizon. And we want to, check our beliefs. I think yesterday I was really harping in on like we can restrict ourselves so much with all this Capricorn and try and be too tailored and dialed up. And yes, it's good to be dialed up, but for the things that are expanding your life and not getting caught in a South Node Scorpio fear story about this next new thing that's going to kill everybody. Maybe it will, maybe it won't, but is that really what we want to focus our attention on, or do we want to focus on the beautiful things in life? And that's where we all have to come to choices in our own belief systems of like living the best life we can live. It's not up to anything but you holding the frequency of beauty and love in your life that is going to bring that into your physical realm. And what's also crazy is that Mercury is going to conjunct with Pluto by the end of the night. So, we're definitely introspective in the deepest of ways, trying to understand what we really, really want. There's a lot that we can want. And Mercury is coming off the trine over to the North Node too. So there's a lot of like destiny that can unfold if we're willing to put one foot in front of the other and not get like stalemated. Like it kind of feels like we don't want to get too, it's not over until it's over, and that's the thing, is the journey can keep progressing with a moon in Sagittarius. It doesn't have to end. Today can kind of feel like the never-ending story, and there is sort of a never-ending story that's going on in our realm right now too, and we can expand past that. Jupiter and Eros are coming together. They're going to make their conjunction through today and tomorrow. And I think this is opening up the most imaginative, mystical, creative, unbound potentials that we can be truly passionate for, and especially when it comes to relationships. So this Venus retrograde has showed us a lot about relationships, and it's showing us better paths and new ways forward that maybe we never would have tried before. But now we're starting to see that there's more potential in the unknown than in the known. So, yeah, and that moon is going to be its final day before a dark moon in Sagittarius. So, that moon in Capricorn with that dark moon is going to be heavy. So, it was Saturn at 15, and I don't know. What's also crazy too is that Sun is also working on its square over to Uranus, and it'll come within 1 degree of that. So, there's definitely insights into what we want in life right now, and there's different ways to get it. This is definitely not what you thought it was going to be. What you thought previously in life was going to show up with the most value and the most connectedness is taking a radical shift, and that can be amazing. So we don't want to be scared of taking chances for moving up higher, having better, doing more, creating more. That's what we want to connect to fully, and it deals with people and money, of course. And the Sun's also going to come into a sextile with Chiron, which is kind of nice too, in the sense that it is only our fears that we're not strong enough and that we're not courageous enough and ready to charge forward that are holding us back from the ultimate connections, the ultimate people, our ultimate individuality and uniqueness that we're investigating deeper and deeper and deeper with Mercury and Pluto. I like today a lot. I'm pretty stoked on it because it's gonna be heavy. It could be heavy in dedicated ways as we move into the weekend, but this Friday could have a nice vibe to it too about where is that next step going. It's kind of like climbing up the mountain of Capricorn here, and we got to make sure that we're willing to put our foot somewhere and that we're not willing to be too scared to continue our pursuit of the things that we really do want. I am sending you all my best as always. Love and appreciate you all. And we will see what the old tarot has to say. Page of Cups in reverse. Got this card the other day. Not being too stagnant with our emotions, being curious about where the abundance within lies. And I think we do have to go deep and investigate those things. It's really not the surface stuff. Like, it's much more about our passion. Like, where is the passion and how are we opening that up? And we can almost be like, no, I don't know enough to do the things that make me feel good. And then we're just getting stuck in our mind, and the mind is going deep. But this is a time to trust really the intuitive nature and even the sensual nature of what feels good and what does not. Why do we get that? Six of Swords upright. Yeah, we're sailing off to something better, but we have to be curious enough to let our intuition guide us. I think the intuition's very heightened today, and I think we know that there's something better out there for us that Spirit's trying to guide us to. Let's be willing to see what's over there without blocking the miracles and the abundance and the love that could be there if we're willing to try something a little different. I love you all very much. I hope you have a beautiful Friday, and I'll see you all for the weekend forecast tomorrow. Much love. Peace.